Gina.
Yes.
This is a first.
It is a first.
I mean, we're sitting here like with cameras on us.
We have cameras on us. We have lights on us.
But that's not the
We
part
have
I'm
a
worried
cool
about the
background.
most. Yeah, that's not what I'm worried about the most.
Oh, what are you worried about?
Brad, can I borrow some money?
Yes.
I got to pay Chad. We're here at Ramble Trailerworks,
We're just
listener,
going to pass it on down.
and we're picking up our Airstream after being at Ramble Trailerworks Greensboro for the past week. And it's going to be another exciting episode of The Riveted with Chris and Gina.
Here we are.
Hold on tight, everybody. How much do I owe you, Chad? Is it?
I don't know if you want to.
It's $1 million.
What I would recommend, just give me your credit card.
Oh, that's what.
And don't look at the bill.
Yeah, there you go.
I could do that.
That sounds good.
Well, I mean,
Now, hold on a minute. Whose credit card are you going to give?
well, I mean, ours.
Brad's credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said if he could let me borrow some
Can I hold
money.
$1?
Hey, big
I
man.
have
let
to
me
ask
hold
Blair
it.
for permission
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
there
use
you
the
go.
one with no limit on it. That's her card.
Listen, I can tell you without even laying eyes on our rig that I know that it's money well spent.
It is. I haven't laid eyes on it either yet.
Yeah. We're inside Ramble Trailer Works, listener, doing this awesome recording with Chad and Brad, the dream team of Airstream, I think. But we are so excited to get our rig back after a week. It has been, how long has it been since we have been without it for that long, Gina?
A long time. Only one time that I can think of, which it was still in our possession. We just had flown to North Carolina for the weekend.
Yeah.
So that was about 4 nights.
I think.
Yeah.
I was shocked when you said you can have it for a week. And I was like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Well, it's important. It's necessary because after almost 9 years, there's some TLC that we
It
needed.
did need some
And
TLC,
there
and we
was-
didn't want anyone rushing through that at all.
There was, and so I mean, it worked out perfect. But
Yeah.
Listener, if you're listening to this episode and you haven't already learned about Ramble Trailer Works, this episode's for you.
Rambo.
Yes. So Chad Watson has been on our podcast in the
I
past.
want to know why everybody keeps laughing.
It's just this whole thing.
He's been on our podcast in the past, but it's been not even a year.
No, because it was at International, I think, was the last
August.
time.
The last time
Yeah.
I was on the podcast was at International.
Right.
And then the bigger one was
Yes.
Was later. Or earlier.
Earlier.
That'd be earlier.
Yeah.
wouldn't
Further
it?
back.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is like a lot has happened in that length of time.
It has.
when you meet the right people,
Yes.
things change.
Or the wrong people.
In a short amount of time, your life has changed even more for the better than before you got into Airstreaming. I mean, you've got it's over the top.
It's wild. It's just wild is all I know to say. But yeah, the first time we met was at Ocean Lakes with the Carolinas Club. And the only thing I knew of you guys was you had a podcast, and Chris had texted and messaged me about 100 times.
That sounds like him.
Come on over.
Hey, come on over, do a podcast.
Get here. What's taking you so
Hang
long?
out with us.
And at first I was like, I don't know about this. And then we met and, did game night with you and everything. And I said to Lauren, I was like, they seem like okay people. I think we can.
We're okay.
He hadn't figured this out
We're
yet.
just okay.
No, you're fantastic now. But at that point I was like, I think we're okay to go record
Yes.
a podcast.
Yeah. We just nibble. We don't bite.
Yeah.
But that podcast was just about Airstream life
Mm-hmm.
and about being, approaching the number one salesperson for Airstream in the world status and all the amazing
Mm-hmm.
fun things you were doing selling Airstream trailers. And now we're sitting here in your shop, and it hadn't even been a year.
It's crazy. I mean, it's
Well,
crazy.
see, what I like about you, Chad, is you reached a goal, and then now you've moved on, and now you can make other goals and reach them. So I'm really looking forward to see what you have up your sleeves next.
I mean, that might be a problem. I mean, it was wild, like to hit number one, and that was a intense 3 months.
Right.
Like the whole year, you're pushing and pushing and pushing, and then you get to like when you get up to that final 3 months, that you're like, okay, well, is this even possible? And what was crazy is when I noticed that I kept being with either just inside number one or just below in number two, I'm like, I might could do this. Like I might be able to get number one Airstream salesperson for the year. And those last 3 months are a blur.
Yeah.
Pushing them up. It was crazy. So then I quit. So
yeah, but you quit after.
I quit after.
After
I
you got the number
like,
one. Yeah.
Which was so much fun.
Always end at the top, right?
Yeah. If you're going out, you got to go out at the top.
At the top. I agree.
I was salesman number 642.
Yeah.
I mean,
I really was. In
Really?
2022, I think it was. I was way down the list, but I worked for Airstream of Utah, and I had way down the list. But I was doing a part-time job, so I was never in contention. But I thoroughly enjoyed my job.
Yeah. Yeah.
The sales was a ton of fun. Like it's a different job, as far as sales, and it's a different pace than what I'm doing now. And it was fun, and I loved it. But I always wanted to own a business. I've always wanted to run a business. And one of the things I always tell you is if you can find a need and you can solve that need, then go do that. And I just felt like there was definitely a need in the Airstream community specifically. And I thought, I think I can do that. And I met Brad, and Brad said, yeah, I'll help you.
I think you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it went very fast. Like
Yeah.
When we made the decision that, okay, we're going to do this. And I'm kind of that person, like if I make a decision, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. Like,
You're ready to do it right then.
I'm not going to wait a year. Like we're doing it. And that kind of happened with the shop and Brad and Jonathan out in Texas. And here we are.
Yeah.
Just a few months later.
Well, you were talking about less than 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when we saw you in Pennsylvania, then you were just talking about it, and then boom, like all of a sudden the wheels started rolling, and here we are.
It was like, think about a boulder at the top of a mountain. It got kicked by a guy named Brad. And then it started rolling, and it just kept getting faster and faster. And then I got ran over by it. And
and it just picked you up,
took
you with it.
That's a good analogy.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's what I got on my mind, and I was thinking about it on the drive up here before we do this podcast, and it's like talking about the timing, the short amount of timing from when we first met you to when you talked about doing this to now having done it and started it, and just Ramble Trailer Works as a whole, as a company, the location in Texas, and then now this one here. And you mentioned if you could find a need. So there obviously is a need, because just round numbers, how many trailers are currently sitting on the property either here or at Texas at Ramble Trailer Works right now?
There's between 15 and 20, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now at this recording between the two locations, and they're in service or in process of some form or fashion for the type services that you guys do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's beautiful.
You hadn't even been in business a year, but you've already been in business enough that you've already done a tremendous amount of trailers, and they're out on the road, happy customers. You got more coming in. It's you're right. There's a need.
There's a need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've got. I haven't looked at Texas's YouTube, or not YouTube, Google. But I know here in North Carolina we have somewhere around 15 reviews. They're all 5 stars.
Wow.
Have you reviewed them?
Not yet. I hadn't seen my bill yet.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's. I will say, as a smaller shop, it is a lot easier to try to make sure everyone's taken care of.
Yes.
As you grow and you become bigger, it's a little bit easier if you know the process is in place to kind of miss things, and then you have an upset customer, and that's going to come. Like there's going to come a point where we have somebody leave a 2-star review, and then we'll have to get in there and try to figure out what's going on, and try to make it right. But that's a commitment that we're not going to be perfect. We can't be perfect. We're human, but we're going to do everything we can to make it right. and whatever that looks like for that moment.
Yeah. And doing it at the level of service that you are setting for yourselves, trying to meet that perfection. I mean, it's one thing to just barely get it done, but you guys are trying to take it to the next level and inform customers during the process, be more transparent, be more, hands-on, make sure the customer knows what is happening at all times with their rig.
Yeah, we are. And I'm going to tell you, it's not easy. Like
No.
There's been already a couple of times where I'll get a text through the system and it's like, hey, I haven't heard anything. And I'm like, oh man, like we totally have not updated them on anything. And so then, we'll like, oh, okay, here's where we are. Like, this is what's going on.
That's good. You don't text them back and go, I'm sorry, who are you? Yeah. Wait, did you have a rig here?
You have an Airstream?
we dropped our rig off on Monday afternoon and I told him he could have it all week. And then on Tuesday, I text through the system and I said, hey, just checking to see if ours is done or not. We have a reservation tonight.
He did.
I legitimately had a heart attack.
Did you really?
Because I'm like, well, I mean, it's you guys. Like,
yeah.
There's like, I want everyone to have a great experience. Like, especially want you to have a great experience. And I'm like, how did I miss that? Yeah. They said I could have it until Friday. Did they say? Was that somebody else? I mean, the day you dropped off, too, I think we had 4 rigs drop off that day. It was a very busy day.
Yeah, they were pulling in behind us. Yeah.
It was awesome.
I told Chris whenever he was, of course, Chris starts laughing about something before he actually starts it.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like the podcast today. And I was like, Chris, what are you doing? And he's like, just wait a minute, and he's in there just cracking up. And then I hear a text send and I'm like, what are you up to, Chris?
Yeah.
And so he read me the text. I said, oh, I hope he knows that you're just kidding. I said, that'll put him in a panic.
And then it was less than 5 minutes. Chad calls me back and he's like, were you serious about that?
Speaking of a need, we were doing some video call the other day with potential business partners, and they had been to a rally out in California, and they said 200 people sitting in the audience, and the question was asked, if in the last month, if you have been to get service at a dealership, raise your hand. 30 hands went up. Of the 30 of you with your hands up out of these 200 people, how many of you were happy with your service? Keep your hand up. Every hand went down.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That says a lot right there, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then the second question was, if you have been to a independent shop, so a Ronnie, a Ramble, a Vinny's, Midwest, wherever you've gone, how many of you had that in the last month? Whatever number of hands went up. Of those people, how many of you were happy with your service? Every hand stayed up.
Wow, that's awesome.
So the need, it's just speaking of the need for this type of environment or this type of shop, I think that's what people buy Airstream. They buy Airstream for the community. Chad has said it best, like the best part of having an Airstream is the community, and the price of entry is owning an Airstream. But when you invest that much time and money into something that's like this, you want that type of service on the backside too.
Right.
And it's very difficult as a dealership to have that. Very difficult to find a good technician and to find the communication piece, and then all the steps that are there. Like here, it's great because you can walk in and talk to the person who's touching your trailer, and you can see it, and it's just kind of one trailer at a time, 2 trailers at a time thing, where you're not overwhelmed and waiting on parts and waiting on warranty approval, which takes forever to dealership. I mean, people do not understand that very well. Whereas here, we're doing a build, so it's and they're doing upgrades that they want to do, not necessarily stuff that was broken and getting fixed.
Right.
Yeah.
We're in the dealership business. You have customer pay, extended warranty, and warranty.
Yep.
Extended warranty is through your, the thing you buy when you're buying the Airstream, and then warranty is through the manufacturer. Customer pay is the easiest because, like, you guys got a clear glass window. Well, you're paying for that window. It's in stock. I've got everything I need to do it. I don't have to call anybody and say, hey, is this approved? Like, no, you approved it. You said, yeah, I want this. And we put it on. And I will say, I guess in a little bit of a way to defend the dealership, it's far more difficult to do warranty work because you are the middleman.
Yes.
You've got an upset customer because their thing's not working. I've got a gentleman that I'm talking to right now that has an issue with a water heater. It's under warranty, so he's taking it to the dealership. Dealership's like, well, it works here. We're not sure what's going on. And then it's a trade one's a recirculation pump. And so they put in a non-recirculation Suburban water heater and said, well, it works.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I'm like, well, and he called me, so what do you think about that? I was like, well, it's not fixed. Like, it's like, that's like going to the dealership with your F-250 and them giving you F-150 and saying,
Yeah.
it's
And say,
fixed.
here you go.
Yep.
It's good. But like, they're just trying to figure out what's going on. They're trying to figure out how to fix it. But that's warranty. They're probably calling Airstream and saying, here's what's happening. Airstream said, well, try to put a regular one in and see what happens. On the independent shop side, we aren't really dealing with warranty. We're fixing a problem. Like if an air conditioner is not working, what's not working? Do you want to replace it? Yes. Okay. Boom. I'll order it. Part will be here tomorrow. We'll get it installed. So I will say, to an extent, to kind of defend them a little bit, because I grew up in that industry. I've been in the dealership world my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very difficult. But I will say that another thing about the dealership is they make way more money selling Airstreams than they do servicing Airstreams.
Sure.
And so that is their key focus, because if they can sell, 4 or 5 Airstreams, that's probably more than what they make doing service work. So
Right.
it just naturally happens that the attention gets focused in one area at the dealership level, because that's where, the money is. And an independent shop like mine, the only money we make is when you come into the shop and have an upgrade done or have a service done. So it is in our benefit to make sure that you have a fantastic experience,
Yes.
and to the best of our ability. And then you go out and tell people, hey, we had a great, hey, you need something done, go to Ramble or go wherever.
Right.
And I think that's why people do find that they get a better experience at an independent shop versus the dealership, because it's just, the dealership is set up to not do service necessarily great because of the way that the money works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does. And, the average customer doesn't understand what you just said about the fact that warranty and the customer, the dealership's the middleman. They just view the dealership as being the person that honors the warranty. And, in a sense they are, but it's the manufacturer that determines whether it can or cannot be done. Yes. And, everybody's so accustomed to the auto industry. Your warranty on your auto industry or your automobile, you take it back to the dealership, and in the auto industry, the service experience is a lot quicker and a lot more efficient, but it's a tremendously larger industry.
I'll give you one thing on that, because you bring up the auto industry. So the auto industry, you've got Advance Auto Parts, O'Reilly Auto Parts. You've got Napa. The RV industry, you've got nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like zero. Everything's got to be ordered. Everything's got to come in. The other thing too with the auto industry, they have more laws in place in every state.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have a bigger lobbying department, whatever,
Right.
people. And so their laws for the auto industry protect the dealership more than the RV industry.
Sure.
And what happens on the RV side is, because you could have a water pump sitting on the shelf and your water pump is out, but the dealership paid $50 for that water pump. They're going to sell it to you for $80, whatever. Well, they were going to sell it to Airstream for $80. So Airstream says, well, no, I want to do that, because I buy 100,000 of those when I order them, and I get them for $30.
Yep.
So just wait for me to send you one.
Yeah.
Right.
So that happens too, but it's like, they are the middleman, and they're having to get approval for everything they do. They have to go to Airstream and get approval, and then they can do it.
Yep. Well, and you figure when the warranty runs out, I think can be scary for some customers, and being able to know that they've got reliable source to go to for repair, for upgrades, for modifications, even when it's customer pay. What you guys are doing at Ramble is giving them that comfort of knowing that they have another choice, and most likely a better choice in a lot of respects. So that's awesome. So give us top 5, but definitely top 3 things that you guys have been doing since you've been open, like on people's trailers.
Well, first of all, before you start there, when did you open? Like, what was your official date? Do you know?
The official day for the shop was January 1st.
January 1st. Okay.
January 1st. The company came into existence December 1st.
Okay. Yeah. But you really didn't start till January.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. So since January, now go ahead.
I would say the most popular upgrades that we're doing outside of power builds is going to be things like the clear glass window, which you guys got.
That's what we got.
The Maxim skylights,
Yep.
You also got.
That's right.
We've done a lot of the Max Fan Deluxe installs, a lot of that, and then there's a lot of little things like I've got the Aircrafter inlets and the Aircrafter pods and things like that. Some of that stuff can be DIY, but a lot of people are like, "Well, you're there, just
do it."
Yeah,
just do it, take care of it." And then like we've been really busy with a lot of like service things. Like what I didn't realize was how many people just want, like, can you just do the maintenance?
Yep.
Can I bring it to you and you do, here's this list of things Airstream says you should do every year. I don't want to do it. Will you do it? And so we get one of those probably about one a week that we call it the Ramble Carefree annual maintenance package. And it just kind of tries to hit everything that Airstream says you need to do this once a year. It hits it.
Oh man! So what? How much is it? How much do you charge for Walbernize? Walbernize the Is it?
We don't.
Oh, come on now!
You don't charge? Oh, that's great. Thank you.
We've done one. We did one unit that we womanized, and it was a 1998 Bambi, and it had, it definitely was showing the signs like there's clear clip missing and stuff. And they were like, "Will you just wash it and put a coating on it just for us?" And I was like, "I will, but it's not going to look any different than it does right now." But that was all we did. Now I would love to do like the ceramic coating and stuff here, and like we're working on that. So I think that's the thing to do. The womanizing is. I mean,
when I was in the boat business, we'd got $20 a foot to have your boat detailed.
What? Really?
Yes.
Yeah. That was years ago too.
Well, it was years ago, so probably now it's $50 a foot. But still, I mean.
But we like doing that. We do that together.
Yeah, it is kind of
kind of like we're massaging our Airstream, and it's kind of a weekend thing, or during the week kind of thing. We do
very intimate thing.
We talk to it.
It is very intimate.
We pet it and talk to it.
We do.
Yeah.
We play music.
Do you do Karate Kid?
Wax on, wax off. Yeah.
We do. I usually do the lower half, and he does the upper half because he's taller. And we just make it. It usually takes us 2 days to get, because we wash it first and everything, and then we do that. So it usually takes 2 days to do.
But think about it, Chad. I mean, like, people want to go enjoy their rigs. They want to go out and camp. They want to travel. They want to use it. Maintaining it is sometimes something that gets pushed to the back burner with the other things they got going on in their life. So, they use you for regular maintenance and service on the things that they need to do. And then that way, when they hit the road, it's kind of worry free.
Yeah. And that's the goal behind it. Now I will say this, just because we did the inspection and maintenance doesn't mean that you're not going to get to the campground and have a problem, but we're hoping that we reduce that opportunity a little bit. But I mean, we've been doing those since January 1st, and there's been a few where they get out and they're like, "Hey, this thing's not. Did you check it?" Like we checked it. We definitely checked it. Like I've got the pictures and that we do a little inspection form that the technician fills out. So like he's collecting the temperatures of the refrigerator, what the air conditioner is producing on air conditioning or heat pump in the furnace, and all that kind of stuff. But they're going down the road sometimes at 65, 70 miles per hour. It's like with hurricane winds. So we're doing our best to catch everything, but it doesn't mean that something won't pop up. But it's better than
that's
doing nothing.
in anything though. Yeah, that's in anything.
I pride myself on taking care of my rig pretty good, and like knowing what all's going on with it and stuff. And I came rolling in here on Monday for the things we wanted to have done. And it's out in the parking lot, and Chad and it's your service manager, Chris, right?
Chris.
They're out there. They do a quick little walk around, and I'm confident that everything's good. And then they're like, Chris, "Hey, come look at this!" And hanging off the bottom of my freshwater tank cover I've got I've got the little inspection panel hanging by one screw, and I'm like, oh well, yeah,
there is that.
There's that.
We need to fix that before you leave.
Yeah, I know. So that prompted a decision made that we're going to get your new custom water tank supports, right?
Tank straps.
Tell us about tank straps.
Straps, but they're really made of metal, right?
And they're made of metal. They're steel. It's powder coated steel. There's a gentleman out in California that produces them. Now the tough thing is there's like 10 of them, like because every Airstream is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And, like I've got a bunch of them in there. but it may not have necessarily yours. So we have to order them and try to keep them in stock. But they're really nice. They're far more like we were doing a tank strap before. That was almost like it was a really good design and it solved the problem. This new one is just far more like engineered and designed. I think it just looks really nice. And I'm really excited that we have it and available and we're able to install them.
But not for us. But that's okay.
Yeah. It's coming. It
it's
gives us
coming.
another reason to come
coming.
back.
That's absolutely.
And we
Yep.
can do that in the parking lot. You don't have to drop it off. You can just
okay.
wait.
Yeah.
We can wait.
Yep.
Like a pit crew, like a drive-through pit crew.
Oh, I like that idea.
Express
Yeah.
service.
Roll out on the.
I like that. We'll just slow down and just watch them. They'll be on one of those little dolly things called where they lay on it.
Creepers holding
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, they'll be on the creeper holding on one
Oh,
hand,
that's a
drilling it
visual.
the other hand.
That'd be fabulous. I'd
would be
love
awesome.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call the old tank straps the Camrys, the Toyota Camry of tank straps. They get you there. They work. But this is the Ferrari of tank straps.
Yeah, it's definitely like a very. I think someone said it in a comment. I'm trying to think of the word. Elegant design.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
we've seen them, just not our size, but
Yeah, they're actually. Right
but
there.
they're very nice. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a no-brainer, I think. I mean, because we do travel with full water. I mean, we've done that for years. If we know we're going to be
all the time.
yeah, we'll fill the tank up. We don't have a problem traveling with full water. Some people might disagree, but we always have.
Well, but we're boondockers, so we never
yeah.
know where we're going to be and when.
Yeah.
So we're always full.
We are.
Try to stay full. Yeah.
I can't. I'm over my gross vehicle weight rating with that much water.
Yeah.
I can go to 20%, which pushes me at the top.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Well, but you guys full time, but you have a 30-foot, so you've got more payload.
Yep.
Yeah.
The 27, he's not got quite the 2,000 pounds of payload.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of stuff on it.
Yeah. And
In
You're
it
right.
and on it.
yeah, we we could have the rest of this podcast conversation about that subject, but yeah, I mean, I've paid close attention to that, and we're under on our gross vehicle weight with full water, but we don't travel with a huge amount of stuff in the trailer. I mean, we got what we need, but we're not excessive with it, and that 30 does have a lot more payload capacity.
Yes.
And if I need to lose a couple of 100 pounds, I just set Chris out. Go.
Yeah.
Get out.
And speaking of weight, one thing Chad has recently added here is a tow safe consultation. We've been doing them in Texas for a while, but you put all four of your tow vehicle scales or wheels on a scale, and then connected, disconnected if you use a weight distribution system, and then weigh your trailer and get your whole set up and give you numbers.
I recommend
Factual
that for
numbers.
everybody. I think
Yeah.
everybody needs to know what that is.
And I think when we come back to do the tank straps, we probably need to do that because I'm with the new truck. I'm going to switch hitches, and we got to make a few tweaks, and that'll be good to have that assessment done based on all that. So yeah,
Well,
that
it'd
makes
be
sense.
good too, just to have that information for when you're picking the hitch, because you're that's a big decision for you guys. But to have those numbers and kind of see where your actual, because we weigh the truck and the trailer,
Yep.
so you get the full kind of picture, and then we do an evaluation. for
Yeah,
you
that's
as well.
awesome. That's awesome.
I'm glad that you're doing that because whenever we went full time, and as we were carrying things out of our house that we thought we wanted in the camper, we literally
We waited.
weighed everything before we put it in. And then we knew what everything weighed. So then we knew how to kind of balance it out. And then we went to the truck scales and we did the truck and the rig and then just the rig and to figure it out. So I'm glad that you have the things here and in Texas too to do. Yeah.
And doing it with each wheel like that's important too. So that's awesome.
Yeah, you get to see each wheel's weight,
That's great.
which is kind of funny because we did one recently, and I was like, "What have you got on the curbside front wheel?" And went out there and looked, and there was a generator sitting there. And I was like, "That needs to go in the back of the truck."
Yep.
That's not a good spot for that.
Yeah. And that was sitting in the rig?
Yeah,
in the bedroom.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, it made sense to them to put it in there, and I was like, "Yeah, but you're like where your gross vehicle weight is, you need to lose some pounds inside, and it's easy to put that in the back of the truck."
Right.
It's crazy. Just 1 inch up or 1 inch down on the front hitch transfers weight, significant weight
Oh, sure.
onto your front or rear axle. And I see people driving down the highway all the time. I see headlights pointed at the moon, the V shape. And I was like, that front axle the tires are struggling.
Yep.
I mean, the axle and the tires, they're getting so much weight.
Yep.
We and we've told this story on the podcast before, so I'll do the brief version of it. But we decided we wanted to get a 2200 watt Honda generator to be able to at least run one AC if we needed to. Converted it to propane immediately out of the box. Never ran gas through it, and put the micro air easy start on the AC. And I told Gina, I said, "Here's what we're going to do. This is why we're doing it. This is what we need." And I said, "We got to shed some weight." I said, and this was on the truck. I said, "We're overweight on the truck. We need to pull a little weight out." I said, "If each of us lose 25 pounds, we'll be in good shape." That didn't go over too well. And so we ended up taking the back seat out of the truck, and it saved us 100 pounds taking the back seat out.
But if you don't need it,
Well, it was just the 3/4 seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
We took the 3/4 seat out, and it saved us over 100 pounds.
So we kept one single seat, behind the passenger, and then took the 3/4 out, and it saved us 100 pounds. So we were able to have that plus some.
Yeah. And I know I need to lose weight, but he'll never tell me that again.
I got to reweigh my truck because I just got a 60-gallon tank on it. And I haven't weighed it yet.
Oh, that's right.
I
You
filled it
did.
up, but that hurt my feelings with that gas bill.
I bet
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I mean with my new truck, I'm not going to be worried about overload on or payload of the truck, but we got to still focus on the trailer too.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's one of the higher payloads I've seen
yeah,
on the 3/4 ton.
yeah, it's no, it's a 1 ton.
Oh,
It's a 1 ton GMC. It's like almost 3,900 pounds payload.
Our truck is?
Yeah.
How do we get on our truck?
Well, we're just in general.
Oh, okay.
Well, when you buy a new truck, it comes up in every conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. Excited about it.
I remember listening to your podcast when you got your truck. I know exactly where I was in South Carolina.
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah, I remember making a turn when you started talking about the truck. I know exactly where I was.
Yeah.
Brad was like, "Hey, wow, check it out. That's awesome."
He's probably like, it's about time.
Yeah. Okay.
Smart move.
So let's talk for just a little bit before we kind of wrap up about some power build stuff. I mean, I know you put out some great video content on some of the stuff you're doing and so about your battery of choice and all that kind of stuff. But like, just give us some insight on what you're recommending for the average person that wants to be totally independent and have a super reliable rig electrical wise.
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
We just filmed a video that will probably be, I'm assuming it will probably be on 13 Adventures channel by the time this gets posted on the podcast. So
That'll be Sunday.
so it's going Sunday. Yeah.
Yep.
So
That'll be before this gets.
so if you're watching this, go follow 13 Adventures on YouTube and all the other socials. But then find that video that I don't know what it's going to be called, but we're going to talk about generators and power and all that kind of stuff.
We'll put a link into this podcast description for it.
Because I think that's going to be, I heard it when we were talking.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be a good video. But, it's an interesting question because at Ramble, one of the things we do is a consult. So when you call and say, hey, we want to do, which is usually not a call, it's an email or something through the website. It's like, hey, we want do a power build. We want the air conditioner to run. We want the microwave. We want to be able to use the microwave. We send you a link to do a Google Meets video call, and it's usually it's me and Jonathan or Brad. Like it's one of the combination of the three of us on the call, and we want to try to understand kind of what you're trying to accomplish. So one of the questions I like to ask is, what are you not able to do now that you want to be able to do in the future? Like, so what are we trying to solve? And then the other thing we're trying to do is look at your, your camping style and what that looks like too. Because if you go to, when I mean camping style, like I'm talking about things like, do you always go to a park that has power? Or do you like to go to state parks? Or do you like to be out in the middle of nowhere where there's no one around you? Like, what is your preferred way of camping? And there was a couple that we did a power build with, and their preferred way of camping is in the middle of nowhere with no one around them. They want to be completely quiet. They want to see the stars, and they want to be fully self-contained so that they can do that.
Sounds awesome.
Yep. And
That's
so
our way we roll.
there you go. So you guys are perfect contenders for something like that. So, we built a fairly sizable power build for them because that's their goal, is to be in the middle of nowhere and not to run out of power. And so, there's kind of different ways to accomplish that. And that was one of the things that Brad and I talked about in the video that we did was like, is the batteries the right way, or is the onboard generator the right way? And that again comes down to your preferred camping style and what you're trying to accomplish. Now, I love having the tech and the batteries and the Victron equipment and the screen and all the cool things you can do with that technology. There are simpler systems you could put in that's just one button and everything turns on. So you could do that, but it seems that most people, they want the cool screen. They want the technology. They want the ability to connect to it anywhere. Like Brad can pull his phone up and see his camper, where it's at, what's going on with it power wise, turn the air conditioners on, turn the inverter on. He can turn the generator on from the table right here and charge the batteries up if you needed to. And so that's like, if that's your thing, like the desire to have that system is going to be higher because you like the equipment. So kind of I would say the system that we're building the most is going to be a combination between solar panels, one or two of the bigger batteries that we do with Epic or Epoch, whatever their name is, but I'm going to go with Epic because it sounds better. Epic batteries, which is the larger, either 460 amp hour or 230 amp hour, depending on whether we're doing 24 volt or 12 volt. We'll do one or two of those, and then you're going to have, either the multi-plus 3,000 watt or 3,000 VA inverter or the Quattro. The difference between those two is the Quattro just gives us a second input so that we can run the generator into it, and then it will auto transfer between the generator and shore power. The multi-plus doesn't have that second input. It has just the one in and one out. And then as far as generator goes, you basically with the generator, you have more stored energy in the propane tank. Where a battery
over time,
yeah, right. So you got this really nice lithium battery that's expensive. That one battery, the 460, for instance, is going to run your air conditioner for 4 hours or so, depending on solar outside. What kind of solar you've got. But if no solar, you're looking at about 4 hours. Well, a generator with a full propane tank, you're looking at 30 hours. So the density of power is far greater in the generator right now, but it's also loud. And it's producing smoke and it's noisy. And a lot of parks have quiet hours. So you get to the 9 o'clock or whatever, you've got to turn the generator off. So now, kind of what are you going to do at that point? And I think that's why a lot of people are moving towards lithium and solar, because it doesn't make any noise. It's quiet, and you've got all the power you want. So I think we're seeing a lot of combinations between solar with the full Victron whole house power system. And you just kind of got the freedom to go anywhere, camp wherever you want to, and enjoy the Airstream. And I think honestly, if you get a power system and you have the ability to click the microwave on whenever you want to, or turn the air conditioner on whenever you want to, once you get it, you're going to be so spoiled that you're never going to want to not camp that way.
Right.
Yep.
Because that's how I am now. Like I don't want another Airstream that doesn't have at least a single battery, which is what I've got. Brad has, but Brad have a similar build, but he has the generator. I have the version 1 of the battery that we use, which is the Epoch Elite version. Well, V1 is what I've got. Then there's V2 now, and then V2T, which just stands for Class T fuse. I think that's a really good setup, especially if you do generator, because the 460 really gives you a lot of flexibility with one battery and then the inverter.
Well, and to expand on your point there about once you're able to push that button and run microwave, run the coffee pot, whatever, in the camping environment you're in where you get the ability to do that, that's what you're going to want to do more of.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
You can change the way you camp. It changed the way I camp.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, same here. We had never went to a state park that didn't have power because we didn't have power. Like we had 2 AGM batteries. Like just kind of a lot of people have that. The older campers that had AGM.
That's what they came with.
That's what they came with. So that's what we had. And it was probably the original batteries that came with it. And so I was like, well, we go to a park because that's what we're limited to. But now we've got a full power build we don't have a generator. I want a generator, which we don't have one. And like we went to Dalton Park. It was fantastic. It was so quiet. There's nobody around, like, because nobody wants to go camp at a park that doesn't have power. So we're like the only ones there.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And then on the way back, I tell this story all the time. If you've been on the consult with me, you've heard me tell this story. But we're the morning we leave, we get up and I said to Laura, let's leave in time so that we can stop at one of the overlooks on the Blue Ridge Parkway and we'll eat lunch there. So we're driving, and I see one, and we pull off, and I kind of got as far towards the roadside, could leave space behind us, and then but got the back end of our front bed kind of pointed towards the view. And I'm sitting there. I've got all the windows open, the curb, all the windows and everything. Laura's over in the kitchen, microwaving stuff, and cooking and kind of making sandwiches and stuff. And we sit down and we're eating, and she looks at me and goes, "I get it. This is really cool."
Yes.
I was like, "Yeah, we couldn't do this if I hadn't spent all that time putting the batteries in."
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like to be able to do that, and we could have turned the air conditioner on if we wanted to. And the second story I tell is on the way home from international. So we did we just drove home. It was like whatever 8 hours. We just drove straight home. But we were going through. I have no idea where it was, but we're going through this area, and we passed this really cool like barn that was a circle, and it had been turned into like a little visitor kind of shop / thing to kind of showcase what this used to be. And then on the left, there was a dog jumping contest going on. So I'm like, we have got to stop. Like there is so much happening here.
Dog jumping?
Yeah, they were jumping
over
into a pool.
Oh.
To see how far they can jump.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole thing. So I'm like, we got to stop. We need to see this. This is great content kind of thing. And so we turn around, we come back. I go inside the camper, turn the inverter on, turn the air conditioner on because we have a dog. We travel with Rosie. And we throw Rosie in the back of the camper with the air conditioner running. We go in, we tour the thing together. We go over and watch the dogs jump into the water. And then we go back, get Rosie out, turn the air conditioner off, turn the inverter off, and we head back down the road. The thing about that is, and a lot of us travel with pets. When you want to stop and go in somewhere, you have to think about, well, what are we going to do with our pet?
Right.
And it's very much a first world problem, and I totally get that. But the convenience of being able to say, well, let me just turn the air conditioner on and we'll leave her in the camper and go in and do the thing we want to do, as opposed to, well, you stay out here with Rosie. And that's how we camped originally. You stay out with Rosie with the truck running and the air conditioner going. I'll run inside and take a look around, and I'll come out and let you go inside and look around. And that's not how I wanted to camp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chad
It's a game changer.
Chad said a key word, convenience. I say, what is your convenience budget?
Right.
How much money do you want to spend to be more convenient? Because it is exceptionally convenient to just hit the button in my trailer is like it's plugged into shore power.
Yep.
And having the generator is great. I've made a video recently about what I would and would not do again if I bought a second trailer. And I said I would not do the generator again, but I would always do a battery and a big build. I didn't mean that I don't love my generator. I 1000% love it, and it's super convenient. But I would do a big battery build first, just because of the way we've learned to camp. And I got a big DC to DC charger, and there's a mistake about solar. What I can and can't do on solar. I have now 600 watts on my roof, but 600 watts is not a lot. If you had a 40-foot fifth wheel and you could put 1,500 watts up there, that's a lot. But 600 watts, it doesn't make that big of a difference. And if a 30-foot, you get 1,000 watts up there, even that makes a difference, but it's not a huge difference like people think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the most that's going to do is, when you're running the air conditioner, it's pulling 1,500 watts from the battery pack.
Yep.
If you have 1,000 watts of solar up there, there's roughly an 80% efficiency with those panels. So you're not going to get 1,000 watts. You're going to get more like 800 watts or somewhere 800, 900 watts. So of that, if it's sunny out and you got the sun right over top of you and you're pulling in 800, 900 watts, well, that's feeding that much power to the system. So that battery is not going to say 4 hours. It's going to say 12 hours or 15 hours. And so that's the benefit. Where I see solar more beneficial is when you chase the 70-degree weather.
Yes.
If you chase 70-degree weather, then now you've got this battery that lets you microwave when you need to, wherever you're camping, lets you turn the air conditioner on if it gets warm in the middle of the day, or just to cool it off a little bit at night. And then once nighttime comes, you can open the windows or, to cool off. It lets you do that, but you're not using a lot of inverted power, because that's the hungry that's eating all of your energy.
Right.
Well, in that scenario where you're going to, maybe, you're pulling 500 watts out of or better way to put it, 20% or 30% out of the battery pack, you have a far greater chance of the next day getting that battery back up close to 100%, because you're not using heavy loads. You're using your regular 12-volt appliances, lights, TVs, things like that. Maybe the furnace a little bit, that scenario, solar makes sense because
Yes.
there's enough solar up there to get the battery back up. And I know, like, we experienced that with Dalton Park. We didn't need air conditioner. It was like 70 degrees out. It was perfect. So I just had windows open. We had the 12-volt fans going, and we pulled power down at night, watching TV and stuff. But by 12 o'clock the next day, the batteries would be back at 100% because we have 600 watts too.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we're at 480.
we got 440 on the
440.
roof.
I
Yeah.
always say 480, 440.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess to kind of wrap up this conversation about this, and I'll just, I guess, compare it to the other available choices that people have to camp, right? And big picture is what I'm trying to describe is like, if listener, you've got an Airstream and you've never owned any other type of RV besides an Airstream, you may not realize the convenience that you have with the brand and the fact that when you open that door, it's the same on the inside every time, no matter where you are, whether you're parked on the side of the road looking at dogs jump, or whether you're in a boondocking spot, or whether you're in a parking lot or a full hookup campground, the camper's the same on the inside. So you want to be able to use it like it's set up no matter where you are. And you can't do that with other types of RVs that have slides and fold outs and this and that. And then, a lot of people, we say the word camp, right? And that's what you're doing in your Airstream. Gina and I have lived in ours for 9 years. Brad, you're going on how long now?
14.
Yeah, 14. I mean, it is a way of life. It is part of how you live, and you want that rig, that Airstream, to be available to you no matter where you go, no matter what you do, and that's what takes Airstreaming to the next level. It takes it from camping to full-on Airstreaming and being able to go anywhere, do anything. And somebody invites you to go to a concert festival and they let you park in the parking lot and you can have it there 2 days. Not a hookup in sight, but you have the ability to do that. Go to a street festival. Go to,
we
Mooch
went out
Dock.
in the desert and we ran a party for 2 weeks with full Christmas lights and everything going from rig to rig, and our rig carried it all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's
for
just
2 weeks.
you have that confidence to be able to use that Airstream in a way that is different than just backing into a 50 amp full hookup site. And you can enjoy camping. Everybody has their own way that they want to use their trailer, but taking it to the next level with the independence of having these power builds and other power choices, then your only limitation is water.
Well, that's what you said there. It's a choice, and it's nice to have those choices when you're out somewhere. Yeah.
It's not a necessity. Like I fully believe you can. I think Mark and Trish with KYD, like the start now, start small, or start now, start where you can. I think
Start where you are.
That's right.
start where you are. Like I fully believe that. Like you don't need batteries, you don't need solar. It's like, it's a convenience, like Brad said. You can absolutely enjoy our country, enjoy the RV lifestyle, the Airstream lifestyle with any Airstream, whether it's a 1988 or 50s or a 2026, whatever it is. Like the best part of like Airstream as a community. Is it more convenient having a battery system?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't, you don't have to.
You don't have to have
You
it.
don't have to have it.
Wally traveled all over, and he never had any of this, right?
I mean, they did.
They had a blast.
They did those big rallies with like 2,000 Airstreams. They were all unplugged. They were just out there.
They had
enjoying.
nothing. They didn't even have bathrooms.
Dumping their great tank in a ditch that they dug.
That's
Oh,
right.
yes,
right.
That they
I mean, it's
dug.
different
That
back
they
then.
dug.
Yeah.
That's right.
Go for holes, what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a van out back, which I traveled here from Texas in, and it has nothing. It's a bucket toilet with a hand pump sink and no battery pack. It's just nothing.
Yep.
So you just mentioned something, Brad. That let's wrap this episode up with this part right here. Okay. All right. No. Let's. All right. We're talking in real time right now. Now, listener, when you hear this, I'm sure there's something that will have happened by the time you hear this episode. But let's just talk about it right now in real time. Okay. So this week, we dropped our rig off on Monday.
Yes.
Now it's Friday. We're picking it up. We had 100% confidence in the week's turnaround that Chad told us we'd get it back on Friday, which we did. But we did not know whether Chad would be here or not because his wife Laura is expecting any day.
Any second.
Any second.
Any second.
That's why I keep looking at my watch.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
Is she calling? Is she calling? What's happening?
so you know, Chad's getting ready to become a father.
Yes.
He has an awesome new business. He has a wonderful friend and asset in Brad Driver, who has come halfway across the country to man the operation while Chad's out on maternity leave or paternity leave, or how do you call it when it's the
Daddy brain.
huh? Yeah.
While he has his daddy brain.
Just baby leave.
Yeah.
baby leave.
Wonder-
Baby leave.
Wonderful wife Laura's getting ready to have their first child, and he's gonna life's gonna change, buddy.
Yeah.
It already has in a lot of ways with business, but I just think the Ramble team is awesome. I mean, here you are in North Carolina, got Ramble, Texas with Jonathan, and you're doing great things for the community, but there's still real life that you're living. And Brad, you came into town to help keep things running. And can you give me a little discount on the bill? Can he go ahead and leave, and then you can give me a little discount on the bill?
I'll give you a rebate.
You give
A
okay,
rebate.
good.
Oh, I like
All right,
that.
That's good. Well, congratulations on everything, Chad.
Everything.
Congratulations on the
Yes.
business. Congratulations on your new child on the way, and just everything you're doing. It's awesome.
Yeah. You've done a great job.
Thank you so
But
much.
you've had a great team around you,
it's
and the whole Ramble team is just amazing to see what they have accomplished. We were first introduced to this right at the rally in
Ocean Lakes.
International.
International.
International. Yeah.
International, yeah.
International.
And
That's where we met Jonathan. for the first time.
and we had him on the podcast, him and Brad. And then Chad jumps in, and then next thing you know, here we are sitting here doing a podcast inside of Ramble, North Carolina.
Yeah, and we had 100% confidence in getting the work done here.
Absolutely.
You know, we have been very fortunate that our Airstream has not needed much service over the time we've owned it. Mm-hmm. And I've done a lot of the work myself,
that's
but up to
why
a certain
when you
extent.
take care of something, you know, it matters.
You should. You should in general, but in the Airstream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. But we just we're happy to have had you help us with our rig. We're happy to be here and record this podcast, and happy for you, and wish you the biggest success in the future with everything.
Heck yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
You're very welcome, and thank you for trusting Ramble. with your
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely. We wouldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, I scheduled for this week. Everything went smoothly.
Yeah.
And now we can get out and hit the road.
I mean, we were on a waiting list for like 4 months, though, right? Or something like that.
No, I told him, I said, hey, look. Can't knock on.
Oh, you did.
It was
That was a knock.
I was trying to knock on the door and say, hey, man, pay attention. We're VIPs. We need some extra special, we need to cut the
truth
line.
Is, you guys were kind of busy.
Yes.
And it was like, hey,
Yeah.
can you give me a quote? And then crickets for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was.
that is
It's
true.
like, we forgot we even said anything about it.
Yeah.
We kind of disappeared for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm
The
excited.
listener knows. They let us know that we weren't around.
If you're listening, I'm videoing this, but I'm excited to take the camera out and see your guys' reaction to all your new things.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
let's go do that.
Super fun.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, hope you enjoyed this episode. And as you know, we've done run some ads on our podcast in the past from Ramble Trailer Works. They've sponsored an episode or two, and glad to have them as sponsors of the Riveted with Chris and Gina.
So let's tell the listener how they can get in touch with Ramble.
And that's a good idea, Gina.
That would help.
Yeah, how do
because
they do
they're
that?
all sitting here waiting.
How do they do that, Chad?
Yes.
The best way to get in touch with us is to go to the website, rambletrailerworks.com. And there's a book now button. There's a whole services area. There's different packages. You can click, and then it pops up and says Texas, North Carolina, whichever you're closest to. Click on that one, and then you can send us what you need done, and we'll get right back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great thing what you just said there. So there's Texas and North Carolina, and both places do basically the same stuff, right?
Very similar.
Okay. Okay. That's
awesome.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Well,
whole
book us.
that
Are
whole
we booked?
process was seamless. I mean, I've got Chad's personal number, and I could have just texted him and said, "Hey, can I get in?" But I used
You did.
I did the path that the customer takes, and every aspect of it was flawless. It was I felt like I was engaging with a top quality company that knew what they were doing and gave me all the information I needed. I think a quote came back in less than 24 hours, maybe less than, I don't even know. I mean, it was fast.
Yeah, it was fast, but
Yeah.
we were not.
Yeah, well, you know.
That would be our fault. We
Yeah.
were not. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's wrap up now. We wrapping
Okay.
up?
Yes, I want to go see our rig.
Okay. Thank you, Chad. Thank you,
Thank you.
Brad.
Thank
y'all.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you both so much.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for being on the podcast, and we'll see you down the road.
And
okay?
listener, if you come to Ramble Trailer Works, you're going to have to let us know in the comments and tell us what you had done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And mention us, and they'll give you a higher price. All right. See you down the road, everybody.
We'll see you down the road.
We've come a long way, and I only say goodbye because, you know, we never say goodbye on a caravan, but we'll be seeing you down the road.
I'd like to take a moment to tell you about Patreon and how you can help support the Riveted with Chris and Gina podcast. Patreon is a simple, interactive way to support the people who make the content you love. There's no value that can be assigned, so you can enjoy these inspiring stories of Airstream enthusiasts from all quarters of the USA. But there are associated costs with operating the website and hosting the podcast, in addition to the large amount of time it takes to curate and edit each weekly episode. For as little as $5 a month, the equivalent of a cup of coffee or a beer, you can help the Riveted with Chris and Gina become the podcast of the Airstream community. Becoming a patron also means you will get first to know details, free merch, invites to special Zoom-based hangouts, and more. The link to Patreon is in this episode description. Thanks in advance for your support and love. See you down the road.